all of our fathers went to go buy that premium milk.
They probably went to the same store. Meanwhile, my mum was probably the only one in the line.
Yeah. Maybe was she leading the pack? It is becoming much more sexual. Are you going to be a good girl today? And then you'll be like, oh, yes,
Stop
Daddy.
telling people what I do on the weekend.
People need to know what goes on. I finally brought up my daddy issues. And she was saying how it's actually rejection.
Ted Bundy.
What?
I wish I could turn and say, oh my word, I miss my mom.
Yeah.
My mother is not dead. I know people in Sunday school, people in my class, people at work always think the mom is dead.
I also
if
thought
someone
so.
is you see? Speaking of therapy, we are not licensed therapists. We just love to talk cuck all day, every day. And this is why we started Let's Talk Daddy.
Alright, I'm leaving, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye, Lena.
So you think she's off to see a man?
You mean her sponsor? Her walking retirement plan?
So she's a daddy's girl.
Or maybe a girl with daddy issues.
Wait, what? Her daddy's in town.
Oh, Chris, not an actual daddy.
Oh, but I saw her at lunch with some older guy yesterday. Looked at least 50. You think she'd be connecting with her father? That's kind of sweet.
Sweet? Honey, that man is not tucking her in at night. Well, at least not in a wholesome way.
Wait, what are you saying?
Oh, Drew, I'll explain later. So let's get into it. Ash, are you ready to go onto a wild ride with me?
I am.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
We are already here, so I don't know why you are second guessing with a very suspicious long pause there.
Trying to let people that I'm being present.
Oh my god. So to just get a little bit to get to know us a little bit, I'm of course your daddy's girl, and Ash is the girl with the daddy issues.
Unfortunately.
But there are complementary things between us. Surprisingly, what made us want to start this podcast is that we are two Cape Town colored girls who grew up with primarily one parent, mine being a dad,
And mine being my mom.
yeah, and we are two color girls where we somehow have the same viewpoints, and some of it we don't agree on. And that sparked this wonderful idea of how are we growing up in two different environments but ending up with similar viewpoints and also not so similar viewpoints between us. So I will say that there's a lot more people that have daddy issues, which is why I was not surprised when Ash told me that she does have daddy issues. I was like, that's so cliche. Can you do better?
Yeah, because you really are the only person that I know that doesn't have daddy issues. And
Yeah.
it's also funny because, like you said, more people have daddy issues, and the people in my life that I know, that's one of the things that we have in common, where all of our fathers went to go buy that premium milk.
They probably went to the same store.
Yeah, I think maybe they had a milk delivery or
It was a special on milk for dads only.
Woolies club card.
Swipe the rewards card, never to return. Meanwhile, my mum was probably the only one in the line.
Yeah, maybe was she leading the pack?
Trendsetter. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I'm the daddy issues, and you are the daddy's girl. So I want to know, what is your take on daddy issues? What do you think it is?
It is very cliche. It is.
We know, girl.
It is the rebellious teenager. It is Drew 𝗘𝗱𝗏𝗧 from Charlie's Angels. It is facial piercings, dyed hair, tattoos, and most likely queer, if not queer, maybe bi-curious. We'll give them that.
Bitch, this is not a library. I am not here for
That was a read. Swipe your library card.
And funny enough, just like with you saying 𝗘𝗱𝗏𝗧 from Charlie's Angels, when I watched it for the first time, she was the character that I related to the most. Because, you know, everyone likes someone, and I was like, I fucks with 𝗘𝗱𝗏𝗧. Not necessarily thinking like, oh, she's the one with daddy issues, that's why. It's just like, yeah, there's something about her, ne? And then looking back, you're like, that's why you relate. Y'all are the same, unfortunately.
I was more Cameron Diaz, and I think she was actually the only one in the relationship. So maybe she has a great father figure.
No, she wasn't. It was Lucy's character was also in a relationship with, what's the guy that plays Joey in Friends?
Nope. Oh, yes.
She was in a relationship with him, and she was trying to still tell him, hey, I have...
I forgot he was in there.
I watched it recently. That's why I know.
That's why I'm like,
that's why I know.
Your memory is sparse. It is fresh.
That show doesn't hold up after years, eh? It's a bit...
All right, so then back at to you. What is your take on Daddy's Girl?
Daddy's Girl. When I think Daddy's Girl, I think prim and proper. I think clueless.
Yes. I love her anyway.
I think someone that like has a good head on their shoulders. That you see, I'm not a reader.
Thank you.
But yeah, someone that has that straight and narrow, you know, has their head together, knows what they are supposed to do, but kind of also bratty in a way.
Oh, for sure. I think
like kind of spoiled brat. Not spoiled per se, but usually Daddy's Girl is spoiled brat, you know?
Yeah, my sister and my brother would definitely agree with you. My mom did say that I am the apple of the eye, and I will say I did get away with a lot, but I think it's also a combination of being the youngest. So by that point, your parents are usually like, 𝗘𝗱𝗏𝗧, I am so tired. The eldest is probably parenting. They were like younger parents when my sister came around. So the time I came around, it's like, okay, do whatever you want.
The first kid, which was me, unfortunately, is always like the trial run for parents, like the intro into parenting, and then by the third, it's like, oh, we know what to do now. We've been doing this. Y'all can raise each other. We've raised you to raise the other.
But I will say that maybe it's not where you land in the family as to youngest or eldest or middle child, but I will say that the girl with daddy issues is maybe a little bit more independent than a daddy's girl. I mean, I'm not necessarily dependent. Okay, I did want to call my daddy when I couldn't kickstart the car at the garage, and I didn't know what was wrong with my car. And the first thought was, let me phone my dad. But luckily the petrol attendants did it. But when I told him about it, he was like, this is how you do it. So maybe there is some sort of dependence. There is some safety net.
Yes.
Whereas in your case,
it's not that. If I had to have any sort of issue, especially the typical type of issue that you would go to a father for, like with you with a car, even if your mom was in your life, you wouldn't necessarily go to her. You would go to your dad first. Whereas for me, doesn't matter what type of situation it is, I'm not going to rely on my parents first. With that, I feel like with daddy issues, the stereotype is also that because your dad isn't in your life, you don't have that guidance. So you become more independent. Because I think also one of the stereotypes with daddy issues is that you don't have a good relationship with you don't have a relationship with your father, but also with your mother, there might not even necessarily be that good of a relationship. Or sometimes there is.
Yeah.
Sometimes there isn't. But yeah, I think there's more independence with daddy issues. The rebelliousness and the independence, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's very much true. So I think in some regard, I do live up to 𝗕𝗱𝗏𝗃's in Clueless in some degree. I think the difference is she is rich, white, upper class American.
Yeah.
I am middle class, colored, Cape Town, South African. So yeah, maybe if my dad was not a welder, living off a welder salary with 3 kids back in the day, maybe if he owned his own business, maybe I would relate to 𝗕 more, but I do relate to 𝗕 when it comes to the emotional connection she has with the father.
Yeah.
And how her father is with her, like, where are you going? Because it was so funny this weekend. I was telling my dad what I'm going to do this weekend, and he jokingly was saying, who told you could go out? And I was like, asseblief, I'm 31 years old.
But I think that's sweet because there's still that concern. Even though you are a grown adult, you have your life set out, you're doing your own things, there's still that concern from your parent, which is nice also, not only because your parents there, but just in general, you and as an adult, it's nice to know that your parents still are concerned about you, even if it is annoying at times.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that, hey, they do care, just that confirmation. Because parents don't always necessarily say, I love you, but they show it,
So if we were to look at like Drew Barrymore's character, I can't remember what was her name even in there.
Dylan.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
She even has a cool name. That's such a daddy issue name. Oh my goodness.
Such a rebel name for a girl.
Such a,
like Dylan, Alex,
Jamie? No.
Not Jade necessarily. Jamie? No, that feels a bit more girly pop.
Names. No, that's what I'm actually thinking. Do you think like personality-wise, you connect? Like, earlier on, I was saying how I relate to the emotional connection she has with her dad.
Yes.
Personality-wise, I do think the confidence, the as if is something I would be. Maybe that's just my personality, but I do think that, maybe I do fit the stereotypical daddy's girl. Is just in a different location, in a different class is what splits us up. Do you think that's the same
for me?
Yeah.
For media representation of daddy issues with Dylan specifically, I would say yes, because out of the 3, she was essentially the underdog. Because with I don't know what is Lucy Liu's character's name, but with her, she was the daddy's girl. Actually, she was actually the daddy's girl of the group.
Who's this now?
Lucy Liu out of Charlie's Angels.
Really?
Yes, because I think it was the second or the third one, and then I don't remember who the father was. I can't come to his name, but she has a cute relationship with her dad where she does this squirrel thingy.
I remember that. Yes.
She has that relationship with her dad, and she she's the rich one, so to say. There's the academically strong one because she did gymnastics and everything.
I feel like that's just the Asian. They gave her the Asian
I
stereotype.
guess so, yeah,
actually.
typical Asian. But then with Cameron Diaz's character, she was like the fun, bubbly one.
She was the beachy blonde.
Yes, she was Bubbles out of the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
There we go. And Dylan is Buttercup, which is also the character I related to with
I actually like
Powerpuff Girls.
Buttercup.
Yeah.
Buttercup was my favorite.
She is. She's badass.
But
With the typical stereotype, I would say yes to a certain extent, where you don't necessarily have that academic background, but you do still have that street smart, you know? Yes, I think that's the main thing with Dylan. She has street smart, not book smart, and she's able to adjust on the go. And
I think that, sorry to interrupt, I think that comes back to like, because a daddy's girl has more security or safety net, where I don't necessarily have to be street smart because my dad will protect me. Is that, you remember?
But I think also there's that strategicness to the daddy's girl, because you have that book smart. You can be strategic. You can plan ahead. Whereas with the daddy issues, you're not strategic, but you can change on the fly.
Spontaneous. And
Yes,
it's like
the spontaneity. There we go.
You can change. You can you're quick to adapt.
Yes.
You
Which I am.
accept change maybe easier.
Yeah, I don't like planning ahead, but if we were to do something and the plans don't pan out as intended, I'll be able to change accordingly, just, adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
But I think also with the stereotype, what I've noticed is with both daddy's girl and daddy issues, there's a lot of hypersexualization within media. Because if let's think. I think with Euphoria, I think Cassie is supposed to be a character with daddy issues in media.
Yeah, she does.
Sydney Sweeney's character, right? But she's also very sexualized. She's very sexualized, and I think not just daddy's girl and daddy issues, but just daddyism in general. When it comes to daddy, it's not parental. It's not maternal. Maybe not maternal, but it's more, it's more sexual. It wasn't the same with mommy, but nowadays it's become
it's definitely
much more sexual.
You always see on your feed like,
Step on
I'm at an age where I can date the son and the father, or like when I'm trying to find a man, a 21-year-old is always ready to date. Someone is always saying that. But do you think that so I would say it is accurate. My portrayal is accurate. I do think that mine is harmful. Like, it comes back to the daddy's girl thing. So when I do tell people I'm a daddy's girl, especially men, it's quickly sexualized.
Yes, so
it's like,
I think it goes with submissiveness also.
Yes.
Because you listen to your daddy, so it's like, are you gonna be a good girl to daddy? And then you'll be like, oh yes,
stop
daddy.
telling people what I do on the weekend.
People need to know what goes on.
Leave me at my bratty sub weekend. So since I am a bratty sub, I guess it is very, very accurate.
Yeah, that is, with daddy's girl, it's usually that submissiveness. With daddy issues, I don't think it's necessarily submissiveness. It might not even necessarily be dominance either, even though I am more dominant.
I think it's a little bit toxic. like they portrayed as more toxic women.
Yes.
In relationships.
Messy.
Jealous, overly jealous.
Yes.
Because they don't want to lose that male because the male figure becomes like the daddy, starts becoming like the daddy when they get into a relationship. So it's almost like they become very jealous and very toxic. Whereas me being a daddy's girl, I'm very submissive with me, but that's also just my kink. But I am more just like submissive and a little bit loyal, and I'm not as jealous. But I also think it's down to personality. So
I think with daddy issues, they all, I think what media tries to portray is because you don't have that father figure in your life, you are seeking that male validation. And with that male validation comes that toxicity where you get jealous if he's with other women, or I'm having difficulty completing this thought. But yeah, with that male validation, there is that toxicity and perhaps a little bit of anxious attachment.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because you want to hold on to that
that male figure.
yes,
that male
once you
validation.
received it. Do I relate to that? No, I
Yeah.
don't care for male validation.
So that's what it does. So it's a combination of, maybe we are daddy's girl and daddy issues, but it's also down to personality. I know that I'm slightly more anxiously, well, not so much anymore, but when I started becoming anxiously attached. Whereas you are more avoidant. But I think that's a different conversation. That has to do with abandonment and how we dealt with abandonment, primarily being raised by one caregiver. So that's a different conversation.
With you bringing up abandonment, that actually reminds me of something, a discussion that I had within counseling, where I finally brought up my daddy issues, and she was saying how it's actually rejection from, which I didn't think of it in that way, but she was saying I experienced rejection from an early age because, I didn't get that attention that you're supposed to get from a father. And I read that children are egotistical in the sense where if the parent is maybe scolding you or being aggressive towards you, a child doesn't think, oh, they are being this way because they have issues that they're dealing with. The child automatically assumes there's something wrong with them. And that's why the parent is reacting in this way.
That is true. For me, it wasn't necessarily I can't think much. I don't think it was necessarily with my dad. My dad never scolded me much because I think moms are mainly the ones that are loud. But that was the case of being cheated on. But I think that's also normal for anyone that's being cheated on. It's like you think, what did I do wrong? Okay, I was also being told within that relationship that I was the reason, which is the most trash reason someone could ever give you. That's a different conversation. But I think, I never actually thought about the egotistical part. I think the therapist was right about that. For me, it was different because I came into, my earliest memories as a child was my 4-year-old birthday, and it was already just my dad, my elder sister, and my brother. So I already have my earliest memories. My mother was not in the picture. So I think my abandonment issue is slightly, it's weird because I never saw the person leave. I just grew up with the person of being there, which also made me cling. It does make me cling to my dad even more. If I'm making sense, it's like, to me, I only have one parent.
Yes.
And I used to tell people I only have one parent because I only have a memory of one parent. So I cling to my dad more, and even my brother's like, you really are a daddy's girl. Even though we will sit fast sometimes, my daddy and I, and he was very nervous when I went to London. And I was like, but I go out anyway. So it's like, I'm just...
But not over the waters, it's different.
I'm just a little further away. Just think about it. I'm just a little further away.
I think with that, it's also because if something were to happen, it wouldn't be able to help you as easily, you know, the distance.
But it's funny because I was talking to my hairdresser and she found it so funny that my dad couldn't handle that, and she's like, oh, I love when my kids go upstairs. I just want them at the house. It's so different from moms, but it's also my grandmother always said she only had 3 sons, but she did say, she's like, but I think it's because you're a woman.
Yes.
It's different, so you can think like a woman, so you will teach your daughter differently than you'll teach your son. But my grandmother was like, if I ever had a daughter, she would have been out the house very early on, and I would want her to travel. That was always something she said. So I think with moms, like because when I told my hairdresser that, she was like, your dad similar. I think it was more also because I'm like, I really am the apple of his eye. Yeah,
which is sweet, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, now with your dad being so positive, I want to ask you, do you know of any positive representations of father figures within media?
Oh, I can't think on top of my... I was thinking of... okay, this is probably going to show my age. Even though I said it early on. Ted Bundy.
What?
Not Ted. Okay, not Ted Bundy, the serial killer. What's his name? Bundy. Love and marriage. Love and marriage.
Oh,
the Bundy. His name is Bundy. Is it not? He was
the show
like,
Love and Marriage.
Love and Marriage. Yes, that dad that sat on the couch. He was like, he was the grumpy dad, but he was there in their lives. Even the more recent one is, what's the father in Modern Family?
Which one? Phil.
You see?
Yeah.
So I think there is.
And you could even say that Hayley is a bit
different-
of a daddy's girl in a way.
Yeah.
He treats
But
her
the
like a baby
difference
girl.
is, look at the 2 examples I gave you. They were dads that are married. They are not divorced
Or single
widowed
parent.
or like just single dads, period. I can't think of one on top of my head. I think there was a show, but I really do not remember. It was like a comedy, and the dad was moving the daughter. He had 2 daughters, but I think the mom passed away. There was also Raising Hope.
And there's also The Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith. He's a single parent.
Oh, that's so sad. But do you see the hardships? It's always about, which is very accurate.
Yeah.
Just seeing how my life played out with my dad and the hardships they face. I think we are just desensitized by seeing women's hardships because it's so common.
For me, I don't really watch much series and all, but one positive representation that I really enjoy watching is Iron Chef Dad on YouTube. Susu Lee.
Oh yes.
Because initially with him, I just started watching it for how he turns regular meals gourmet, which is so fucking excellent.
It's insane.
Yes. But then what I noticed is a lot of people came for that, but they stayed for the positive relationship between a father and son, where you see the father genuinely loves his sons, he's active in their lives. But again, he's also married, but still he's there for his son, and the son also appreciates the relationship that he has with his father.
I think this is also great. It's you can also see values he's teaching his son from a very early age. We can't necessarily relate because we're not anyone's son, but I think there is like a connection between a father and his son, and mother and the daughter. It's like a different type of connection. So I can see why people would be attracted to that. I just used to watch it when I did come on my feed. I didn't seek it out because I'm desensitized to that sort of relationship because I have it already.
So you don't need that.
I don't need it, but Gilmore Girls was hard because it was based on generational mother and daughter, the grandmother, the daughter, the youngest daughter. That I loved watching. It was hard to watch at first because they talk really fast, and I think they just hyped up in so much coffee because everything was just about coffee. But I know people that love watching that show because they would say it reminds them of their mother, or like they miss their mom. Like I remember going to the movies with my best friend Stephanie, and we went to go watch Mamma Mia. Her mom was in the UK, and she just turned to me and she looked so heartbroken, and she was just like, I really miss my mom. And it's like we were watching two completely different movies. Because she misses her mom, but they also had a connection over Mamma Mia. And it's just so weird. It's like two people are sitting next to each other and they're watching
the same thing,
two different movies. And for me, it was just like, I wish I could turn and say, oh my word, I miss my mom. But there's nothing I could relate to her.
It's a foreign feeling for you.
Yeah, it's like you experiencing the chef family's son. That's a bit foreign and it's something you long for. Mine is also a bit foreign and it's something I long for.
And it's so sad because, even though we are adults, we're well within our adulthood, we can't deny it, but
are we? Are we? Maybe you
no,
are.
we very reveal our ages. But
I'm still a kid at heart. I don't know what she's talking about.
But even though we are adults, we do still seek out those relationships, even if we're not actively pursuing it. You do still look for it in some way,
but that's our inner child.
But also the reality is, even if you did get it, it might not even change anything, because like for me, my father's not dead. He is there.
My mother is not dead. I know people in Sunday school, people in my class, people at work always think the mom is dead. If someone is you see, I didn't know I didn't know at Sunday school, like people being so, this is so side topic, but people being so sensitive around me I could tell the vibe was different during Mother's Day at church. And I was like, what's going on here? And then at my confirmation, my dad's cousin came, and they thought she was my mom because we do look slightly similar. But then we were like, no, that's my dad's cousin. And then we were like, I can't remember what it was, but then I think that they came to realize that my mom was alive. And I'd been going to Sunday school since I was 7. I got confirmed at like 14. So the whole, for many years, they thought I had a dead mom.
I think because it's so, it's kind of unheard of that
the mom must have died to not be able to look after.
Like Walt Disney, like whenever the mothers aren't there, they died, you know?
But that's because his mother died, so that was maybe his healing.
But people don't think that a mother is going to actively leave her children because it's like, oh, how could you do that? You're the mother, you know? But yeah, with me, even though he is in my life, I do still have a lot of resentment towards him, you know, with that rejection and at a young age and all these other flaws which I'm not going to get into. But
Yeah.
even if those were to change, even if we were to reconcile, I don't think it would really change much because the damage was done. You know, it's so long. I'm at the point where I'm trying to heal from it, but I don't think I'll ever forgive.
Mine is different. I think, okay, that's the difference between us. Like, I have a lot more optimism and empathy. I think having a relationship, my mother does want to seek a strong relationship, but she also has her flaws, and that's probably why I'm not really going into that. But being 31,
See there, you reveal your age.
I mean 21, sorry. I do have a lot of empathy for my mother because she grew up in apartheid. She grew up as the youngest child with an Indian father, and there were 5 children, and they weren't well off. My dad's family was slightly more well off compared to the two.
Yeah.
And I know I have a lot of empathy for her, and she got pregnant with my sister at a very young age. Where she was like, I'm not sure the exact age, like 1920, so it was very, very young. Yeah, so I do always try and look at, and I think maybe you should look at it like that. Maybe look at the time period your dad was growing up in. What age did he become a father? And also the generational cycle. Maybe his father left or something like.
No,
so
he was alive.
Granddaddy was there.
He was alive.
Grandfather
was there. Grandfather was active. He died. Because he was still alive when I think he died when I was in creche. So I think
I'm just making up excuses for Daddy Vincent. I'm just making up excuses here. But I do think there should be just to finish my thought, there should be maybe having their perspective in mind is the path to healing the daddy issues, and maybe me having my mother's perspective. I can't English right now, what you said, in mind might be the key to me not solely identifying as a daddy's girl.
I think with me, the reason why that resentment is always going to be there is because I'm the eldest. So there are other kids that have followed after me. And I see him still doing the same thing, still.
Oh, so they're not learning from...
He's not learning
He's not
from.
learning
Yes,
from.
because...
But same with my mother. She's not learning from the things that she's used to doing, or things that she saw her grandfather or grandparents do. But like, I still have that. I still think like this is the only way she was raised. But then at the same time, I can understand, like, you were a grown woman, you were a grown man. How did you not want to better yourself and maybe maybe my mom seek out more of a relationship with her children, or Daddy Vincent seeking out more of a relationship. I'm just probably making up excuses for Daddy
you are.
Vincent.
You are. You're being too forgiving.
But that's the difference between the two of us. I'm very
So would you say
optimistic.
you are more empathetic because you are daddy's girl?
I think it's because I am a daddy's girl, and I think it's like, I wish someone else could have that. Maybe you do, because you maybe probably have surrogacy, and you can think of like a surrogate dad. Like, I can think of 3 surrogate moms. I have a godmother as well that was extremely involved and extremely helpful in my life. So
I don't have any.
Oh, you were abandoned.
Yeah, I don't have any male figure that I would look up to.
Really?
Yes, I don't.
Your family is trash.
You're telling me? Yeah, there isn't. They
didn't even leave you with like a brother or uncle.
No, like No. If I just think like from my mom's side, she's the youngest. Then she has an older brother that's the middle child. He's trash. And then from my
They am
parents,
listening to this, and at the next
That's it.
Sunday lunch, they were like,
Nah,
so
they won't.
I'm trash.
But from my I don't even like saying my father. From Vincent's side.
We'll call him Daddy Vincent throughout.
You can call him Daddy Vincent. Daddy's not appropriate.
You don't want to say Daddy.
But from Vincent's side, if I think about how many brothers are they? I think there are 3. No, yeah, there are 3. And out of the 3, I would say only one of them is a proper active father. But again, it's again where he's married. He's still married. But he has 2 daughters and he's very active in their lives. He's there for them. They have a good relationship with them, you know. The other one...
Was standing in the queue at the
No.
Mold special?
I'm not going to get into that because that's something else.
That's his story.
Yeah, that's his story. But yeah, it's difficult to look at people and think, oh, that's a proper, because I think it's not enough to just be present in the kid's life. You have to be active, and that means not just providing financially, because I think that's also the misconception that people have.
That's a cultural, because my daddy has that mentality, because his daddy had that mentality. Like,
but that's not enough.
Where he's like, I provided a house for you, I provided food, and he does say, like, when I was very young, during times when he was like probably drinking or whatever, that's the only time he said, but he'd never like throw it in my face any other time or in our faces any other time. But then I do look at it where I'm like, you are right, you're the only parent here and you did provide all of this, but there was no emotional support. But my therapist actually told me, do you think that one parent can provide
Both.
2 parent things, like the financial support and emotional support? My dad could only focus on one, and one of it was making sure that we have a secure home, making sure that we are fed, we go to school, and things like that.
But if we flip the switch, mothers are expected to do both. They provide and they give that emotional support.
Double standard.
Yeah, because like with my mom, okay, she wasn't single, but she provided, and she was the emotional anchor of the family.
Yeah, but mothers are known as the emotional anchor. They always say, like, you can tell a happy home. You can tell when it's a happy home because the mood or the happiness is dictated. If the mother is happy, the kids are happy, the husband is happy. They actually did I'm not sure how true this is, but I probably overheard it in a podcast where they have done a study. They look at the mothers and they notice that if moms are happier, it's like it ripples through the family, because they see mom is happy, they see dad is treating mom happily, and then dad is happy and mom, it's like a transference, and mom makes dad happy because you make me happy, we make each other happy. It's like, so moms are the emotional anchor. They're also more intuitive, because they're the ones that give birth to the baby, whereas the fathers only really connect when they start talking in that case. But let's get to the next segment of near the end of our podcast. We are doing our daddy takeaways, where we give our final thoughts or a funny quote or advice to inspire people. So let's think about the big daddy takeaway here. For me, I do think the stereotype works. I am a daddy's girl. I am a bratty sub. I'm just not as rich as 𝗕𝗱𝗏 Horowitz, a rotating walk-in closet, and I'm not white American, but I am colored South African. I do not think it defines us. It's not solely my story. I'm more complex than that. That's my takeaway. But 80% I am defined as a daddy's girl, I would say.
Just to jump on your takeaway, I do think, like you said, the labels, they are there to help us identify and relate, but we are more complex than that, and we are not.
It's a framework. We can say it's like an outline to it, and there is truth in media for it.
Yes.
I just didn't grow up with a lot of people of color daddy girl.
Within media.
In my time, maybe now, I don't know. I'm not watching
local media.
I'm not watching what the kids are watching. Oh wait, I'm 21. Sorry.
I would say it's okay to relate. You can relate to either one or both. It's not a bad thing. It just means that you have, I would say it's a conversation starter, because that was our conversation
starter.
It's like, you have daddy issues? Me too. Let's talk about it. But
yeah, you were very shocked. You were like, what? You do not have a mom in your life? I mean, my mom is in my life. But growing up, she wasn't really. Now she is, I would say. I keep at arm's length though, for my own reasons. As we say, we keep.
Same with Vincent. But it's okay to relate, but that's not all that there is to you, and it just means that you have more to tell and probably some therapy sessions that you need to book.
Speaking of therapy, we are not licensed therapists. We just love to talk cuck all day, every day. And this is why we started Let's Talk Daddy.
And if you are a therapist listening, please tell us, what are your rates?
Yes,
I'm asking for a friend.
Shut up.
I currently counseling, so
untherapized. I have an English friend. I have a friend that is not in therapy that definitely needs to resolve her mommy issues. So that's a whole other conversation that we have here. So that is our very first episode, and I would like to thank everyone for coming or starting this journey with us, I should say, on Let's Talk Daddy. So don't forget to tell us which one you are. Are you a daddy's girl or a girl with daddy issues?
And if you like this episode, follow, like, and share with your daddy. Follow us on Instagram and X.
Tell Daddy I say hi.
Let's Talk Daddy. And stay tuned for the next episode.
Yeah, all our social media links are at the bottom with Let's Talk Daddy. I'm Tavia, your daddy's girl.
And I'm Ash, not your daddy's girl. Let's Talk Daddy is brought to you by Millhouse Media, home of storytelling.
Cold opening, title Daddy's Girl or Daddy's Issue. Lena, played by Ash. Colleague 1, played by Mhudi. Colleague 2, played by Tavia. And Chris is played by Muhammad. This episode is written by Ashtin Nel.
Coming up in the next episode of Let's Talk Daddy, authoritarian and neglectful. I do like that you mentioned your grandparents, your granny, because I think when people think of parenting in general, you just think mother and father. Then there's neglectful parents.
Yes.
Also known as uninvolved parenting. And
don't speak about my dad like that.
I did not say that. I could probably count on my hand how many times we've actually hugged each other.
Girl, I did not ask for homework for this episode.
But we did, so let's do it. So seeing that we are talking about parenting styles, why don't we do a quiz to see what our parenting styles are?
Game show. Okay, what do I win?
You'll know what kind of parent you are.